Yo, what is good, guys? Oh my god, my voice just cracked. Regardless, it's Shidell, and today, guys, we're gonna be testing 3 different performance cars at 3 different price points. So as you guys can see, we've got some killer cars today, starting with the Porsche 911. This is a base version of the 911. Now they redid kind of the interior and the way it looks kind of at the 2020 model. So this is the model kind of line before that. Still a beastly car. This car starts at $99,000. It has a 0 to 60 of 4 seconds and a horsepower of 379. Here's some other car facts. Here's the car facts, you know what I'm saying? So guys, basically we're gonna be judging these vehicles on just categories I came up with, like looks, comfort, acceleration, miscellaneous, if I wanna give it bonus points or not, etc., etc. We're not taking these cars to the track. We are judging these cars on how they are to drive day to day. So before we start this review of all the vehicles, I need to tell you guys, this video has been a headache. Should I go through the saga, Jeff?
Do it.
Let me sit down on this bench. Oh, it's wet. We're going inside. Initially, we rented a Mercedes C-Class AMG, a Porsche 911 Carrera 4S, so a nicer version of the one you guys just saw, and a Lamborghini Huracan. The Lamborghini was malfunctioning before we got there. They gave us a McLaren instead, so that's a W. The Porsche just canceled on us for no reason, so that's why we replaced it with a P100d Tesla. And the Mercedes C-Class also broke down apparently right before we were gonna rent it. Turo is a headache. I'm just gonna tell you guys that right now. I don't know if I recommend that app. So we ended up with a Porsche 911 as our new base car. So it's been kind of a headache to get this video done. It also means this video was filmed out of order, so you might hear some clips like this one.
That thrill. There's a thrill to it.
There's a thrill to it, for sure. There's a thrill to it. It's almost like the thrill of the ludicrous mode of the Model S.
I haven't experienced that. Have you experienced it?
Well, we have in the video.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are, okay, cut that out.
That's why this video might feel a little disjointed, but now let's review this Porsche. All right, Jeff, we're here in the Porsche 911. Feels very familiar, doesn't it?
It does. It reminds me of the good old days.
For those of you who don't know, I used to drive a Porsche 718 Cayman, which is kind of like the starter Porsche. You know, it's for the little boys. Now I feel like I'm in the big boy club. Look at this. We got tiny back seats.
Before we didn't have this.
We didn't. This is basically glorified storage. So I've heard the reason Porsche has those back seats is because apparently the insurance on a 4-door car is cheaper than a 2-door car. So they literally just threw those in there.
It's not meant for people to sit.
You're not really even meant to sit there. Interior is pretty nice. Like, it's pretty comfy. I like the perforated leather seats. This is a little tougher, kind of not as much give as I would like, but the perforated part has a ton of give. Super comfy.
I like the look. It's clean and sleek.
You know, I'm actually gonna disagree a little bit. I think there's a little too much going on. There's 5 dials on the front of this car.
Wait, before, how many dials would there be on the 718?
3.
3. And there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on right here. So we're gonna throw the car into sport mode. We're gonna raise our, or what's it called? We're gonna raise the spoiler. One thing I love about Porsches is you can raise and lower the spoilers, like just with the click of a button. I don't know, I think it's cool that the spoiler is like not in place. You can move it. I think that's cool. Without further ado, let's give this baby a drive.
Get it?
So one thing this car is absolutely famous for is its handle.
So we're gonna go hard on the curve.
We might have to go a little tough on the curves. Now this is a base Porsche 911. This is probably more of the like luxury kind of feeling one than the like performance one, because I've seen the performance ones at the dealership and they look a little bit more souped up than this bad boy. Here we go. Oh yeah. This car does handle quite, and this car, for how high off the ground it is compared to some of the other cars we're gonna drive, that handles pretty damn well.
That is pretty good. You feel like that's better than the 718?
Yes. I don't think I could do that in my old one.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. How'd you like that acceleration?
I'm used to my Model 3 Tesla, which does have a faster acceleration, this car.
Yeah.
At about 60% of the price. But, you know, for cars in general, that's pretty fast.
Yeah, I felt that zoom.
You feel the zoom, you feel the roar of you really kind of feel the engine in this car. I don't know how to put it. The engine, like, you don't just hear it, you kind of feel it. The car kind of reverberates with the engine almost.
This would be considered a sports car.
This is definitely a sports car. All right, let's take this bad boy on the freeway, get a feel for it, you know what I'm saying?
You want to floor it?
Should I?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this car kills that. There's something about a Porsche that I don't know how to put it. It's got that feel to it.
You know, this is a car that
like my dream car, just for full transparency so people understand like the biases I might have going into this video, my dream car is a 911 Turbo S Convertible, which would basically be like over double the price of this car, but it'd be the same but faster with a drop top. But like this car, for it being a sports car, it doesn't feel like I have to worry so much about like going up or down. Like I don't have to raise the suspension. Like I feel like I can just drive this car like it's a car.
It's a more practical car.
Yeah.
What's another sports car that would not be practical around this price range?
Yeah, I don't know around this price range. I'm not the most well versed in cars. You know, me and you probably shouldn't be the two people doing this video, but we're doing it. Hey, Jeff, how do you feel about the storage space in this car? So we have a front trunk and we have these back seats, but there's no
back trunk?
No back trunk.
I didn't get to check out the front. I do like the back seats because they do add some storage. I don't know how practical it is to get things in and out of here. It might be a hassle, but storage practicality is probably on the lower tier.
For a performance vehicle like this, it's a little underwhelming. It is nice that can be storage or back seats. No back trunk is a little weird. The front trunk is surprisingly deep.
Oh, is it really deep?
It is. It's a lot bigger than like our Model 3s, for example. I feel like though, you know, for the price point, this is a very, very expensive car. Like obviously, you know, for this video, as we said earlier, guys, we didn't want to do a car this expensive for the starter car. And by the way, we actually did try to get a Ford Mustang convertible to be the starter car in this video, and then literally get to Enterprise and they're like, nope, but you can have a Porsche. And we're like, all right, bet. I think this car is going to get a pretty good review from me.
I agree in the looks and the drive, but I think that we're both very spoiled when it comes to acceleration.
Yeah.
I always compare it back to the Model 3 just because that's the only car I know.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, my rating is going to be very solid for a $100,000 car, or the base model.
Just so you guys know, Jeff and I kind of drive around a lot in these cars. We're not just reviewing it off like 3 minutes of driving. Like I've been driving this car for the last day and a half or so, and like been having a good time with it. I gotta say that. I've been having a good time with it. All right, our first category is comfort. I'm gonna give the Porsche a 4 in that category.
I'm also gonna give that one a 4. That was a smooth ride.
Looks, I'm gonna give it a 4.
I know you guys are gonna say I'm giving the same score, but I'll have to give that one a 4 as well.
Acceleration, just knowing the 0 to 60 of the cars we're gonna be doing after this, I know it's technically slower, and it is slower than the Model 3 Tesla I drive, which does cost 60% of it, so I'm actually gonna only give the Porsche 911 base a 3 in acceleration.
It'll be a 2 for me.
Handle, I gotta give it a 5. That car handles amazing.
I'll give that a 4.
The interior, I actually thought the interior was like way too busy, and obviously comfort is really the chair aspect of it, so I'm actually gonna give the interior of the Porsche 911 a 3.
Yeah, I actually like the interior. I wish there was more technology.
Like it has a touchscreen, it's kind of small, it's kind of limited.
Spoiled by certain cars that have more technology. I'm gonna have to give that one a 4.
Okay. And the final is miscellaneous. This is kind of a category where you can give bonus points if we're like, hey, you know, I really like everything about the car, or if we're like, this car is kind of annoying to drive on a daily drive. So for me, I like how simple it is as a daily drive. Like I used to own one. I know I could go grocery shopping in that thing. Like handles well, I feel good. I don't have to worry about like hitting the bumper. Like it's not that low to the ground. So for me, in the miscellaneous category, I'm actually gonna give it a 5.
A 5? Wow. The Porsche for me, I think is a dope car because James has driven a lot. I've gradually started to like it more. I like the 911 Turbo.
Yeah, the Turbo is so dope.
It looks amazing, especially the convertible ones. The Porsche for me, because I never drove one or never had one. I think that there's other cars that could perform the same way for a way cheaper price. And because of that, my miscellaneous, when it comes down to price, I'm gonna have to give it an average, just a 3 for me for miscellaneous.
All right, guys, we are here with the second car, which is a Tesla Model S P100d. Basically, this is the fastest Tesla you can currently get because the Roadster and the Plaid Tesla S are not out yet. The car has a 0 to 60 of 2.2 seconds, so this car is disgustingly fast. It has like 4 different modes. It has normal, sport, ludicrous, and ludicrous plus. This car costs around $133,000, so it is very pricey. It's definitely our mid-level option. Well, ain't really a mid-level. This is a high-end car without a doubt. This is a luxury vehicle without a doubt. And this is an electric car, so it's gonna handle a bit differently than the gas cars. So I'm gonna take you guys on a drive with me and Jeff. All right, guys, we are here in the Model S, Jeff and I. This is a P100d Model S, which means it has Ludicrous Plus mode, max battery power.
We are in ludicrous mode.
Heating. Oh, so I have to wait 20 minutes for it to heat up. Oh, that's that Tesla speed, baby.
Oh my god.
You can't match the Tesla speed. So guys, of the 3 cars we're gonna be reviewing today, this one actually has the fastest 0 to 60 out of any of them, clocking in at 2.2 seconds, as we said earlier. So Jeff, are you ready?
I am ready.
Roller coaster roller game. Yeah, okay.
Oh.
I'm sorry. There's no car faster than this car.
No car.
There is no car faster
This
than
is
this
not
car
a
on the road.
debate.
This would smoke any car in a straight line.
That is insane.
So Jeff, this is kind of a weird car for you and I to review. Me and you both drive Model 3 Teslas.
Yes.
This is a Model S. This is kind of like the big brother of the car we and you drive. This car is wider, it's longer, it's bigger. I guess it's technically faster, but I don't think it's as comfortable, even with all that space.
I agree 100%, and I don't know if we talked about this a little bit, but I don't know if we are biased, but I do not like the chairs.
My car, I do have the premium white interior in my Model 3, everybody. So to me, these black chairs, they're just not quite as comfy. They're not quite as soft. I don't know if that's because this car is not as new as my car, but I do feel like the Model S and the Model X don't have as much comfort in the seating as the Model 3 does.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's technically true because the seats look very similar. Maybe we are biased, but just my back hurts once I start driving this car.
But overall, it is.
This is a smooth drive.
Yeah, it is smooth.
I'm really enjoying the drive on this car. It's smooth, it's nice. You know, you hit a little bump in the road, it doesn't feel too bad on your body. I would definitely prefer this over a gas car. I'm gonna say that.
100%.
So this is a really weird car for us to judge the price on, because if we're only comparing the price of this vehicle and what you get from this vehicle, I think it's a no-brainer that this car would dominate the price. It's the fastest, spacious, it's the most advanced by far, it can drive itself. But considering that me and you have driven Model 3s and we actually both prefer those Model 3s to this car, it kind of makes me feel like maybe the price isn't totally justified anymore.
When you compare it to the Model 3,
yeah.
Of course not. But when you compare it to the other 2 cars, I don't think that they can beat the price of this car.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna knock this car down on price because of how I actually don't like it as much as the Model 3. But hey, I've been driving this car a lot, so we'll give it some more driving and we'll see.
Really quick, the charging, that is also something that you kind of have to talk about, because it's not that efficient versus a gas car that pull up, pour it, you're done, you know what I mean?
True. So the electric is kind of an interesting debate. Personally, I would say overall electric, way more convenient, being able to charge at your house overnight, never needing to go to the gas station. For me, having a Tesla, I've never had a problem going electric. Today was the first time because we rented this car on Turo and the guy gave it to me uncharged, and this car actually takes longer to charge than a Model 3 does, and this car is like twice as more expensive pretty much.
Yeah, that does not make sense.
So that doesn't make sense. Yeah. That's why this is a weird car for me personally, because it's supposed to be the nicest Tesla, but I just don't see why I would buy this over a Model 3, which is cheaper. And granted, the Model 3 performance is a whole second slower, but it's still 3.2. It's not like we're talking about a slow car. You're still gonna smoke your buddies at the stoplight. All right, so let's test the handle. There should be a lot of weight at the bottom of this car because it is electric, so we're gonna go kind of fast on this turn.
Nice.
Handles it really well. It kills it, actually. It does a great job on the turn.
I know Teslas do have a great center of gravity.
Yeah.
When it comes to like flipping and staying grounded. Even the Model X's.
Yeah, so we just did a 90-degree turn at 60. Most cars can do that, but that was a pretty, like, it felt smooth. I didn't feel anything.
We need a deep right.
We need a deep right. Yes, we do. So one thing about this car I really like, and I like about my car, and it's kind of hard to explain to someone who's never driven electric, but dude, electric cars they just go, bro. Yeah. You don't wait. I swear with the gas cars, and we'll find out with the Mclaren if it's like this too, you kind of have to wait for it to really kick in. I would say this is definitely a W car so far. I know it sounded like Jeff and I were complaining a lot, but we're nitpicking because we own Teslas, so we're kind of nitpicking the one we don't have.
We're spoiled with one of the best Teslas.
Yeah. All right, the Model S for comfort. I'm gonna give it a 4 on the comfort.
I personally didn't feel too comfortable, but the handle was really nice, so I actually gonna give it a 4 as well.
Looks, the Model S is a weird car. With the right colors and everything, it looks sleek, futuristic, really cool. With the red, I don't know, I don't really like the red color myself, but just the shape of the car, the looks of the car, I would give it probably like a 3.
That's a tough one for me because growing up, I always liked the Model S better, and when the 3 came out, I thought it looked weird. But since I've been driving and we've seen so many Model 3s, I think the 3 looks cooler now. But I still gotta give the S a pretty high. I'm gonna give that one a 4 personally.
Acceleration for the Model S, I have to go with a 5.
Anybody would give it a 5. 5 as well.
Handle. Now I thought, before we started this, Jeff, that the McLaren would be all alone in this category.
Yeah.
We were going pretty fast on some turns when me and you were just driving it on camera, off camera. I'm actually gonna give it a 5 for handle.
Yeah, the only thing for me is I cannot give it a 5 because the McLaren is up a step above, in my opinion. So I would have to personally give that one a 4.
Interior, the Model S. I feel like, comfort is almost like a big part of the interior, the seats, but because it's 2 separate categories, if I'm removing that, I would say that's about as good as interior as you can get, to be honest. I like the minimalist designs of the Tesla, so I'm gonna give the interior a 5.
I'm jumping on with that 5 for you.
And then miscellaneous. So for me, expecting to come in here, I was expecting to be like, dang, the Tesla, you got the autopilot.
Yeah.
You got the fact that it's electric, you got storage space, you got the front and the trunk, but it was what, 133,000?
Yes, that's very expensive.
It just, when you consider the Model 3, it's newer, it charges fast, I just feel like the price almost ruins the car for me. I'm actually gonna be giving the Model S only a 3 in miscellaneous. I was expecting to give it a 5, but I can't go there. It's almost kind of unfair because if we made this video 2 years ago before Model 3 was available, it'd be an instant 5, but because I now know I can get all that same for half the price, it's so hard for me to give it a 5 on that category.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I'm gonna personally give this one a 4. It hurts me to say that because I love...
And you both love Tesla, but we gotta be honest.
Yeah, I wish I could give it a 5. Even docking 1 point, it's still hurting me a little bit.
Yeah. Guys, the final car we're gonna be going over in today's video is the McLaren 570 S. As you guys have seen from this video already, I'm really not that much of a car guy. Now, originally, guys, we were gonna be doing a Lamborghini Huracan, but something was wrong with it, so instead they gave us a McLaren, which is just as cool. So we're gonna go over some of the basic specs. This car starts at about $192,000, so it's very expensive. It has 562 horsepower. It has a V8 engine. It has a 0 to 60 time of 2.7 seconds. So we are here at the McLaren. I haven't driven with you guys yet, but I did drive it from the rental place to this house. I'm gonna make some quick observations. It's super low to the ground. Guys, it's literally like basically my hand. Convenience-wise, that's not very convenient. Again, we're rating these more as street performance cars than straight up race cars. When we look at the outside of the car, I don't even think it's a competition. This car is 3 times as beautiful, if not 10 times as beautiful as the other two. But let's take a look at the interior. One of my favorite things about this car are the doors. Ugh. Just get on up there. Now, one of my favorite things about the interior is the deviated stitching, the green outside, and the suede leather. I'll be honest, guys, I've seen these kind of suede interiors before. Didn't think I would like them, but actually driving the car, I actually really love it. I didn't think I was going to like it. I ended up liking it quite a bit. I think it looks really cool. There's no back trunk, it's just the engine. There's just a beastly engine back here. And then there is a front trunk. I'll be honest, I don't know how to open it. So the front trunk is a bit more spacious than I anticipated. I guess there's already stuff in here. So honestly, for this type of car, this is not bad for a front trunk. I'm just gonna say that. It's not ideal, but it could be worse. There's some shallow front trunks out there. I'm sure you guys want to hear the engine. So let's start this thing up and hey, let's go for a test drive. Once you get used to it, you just slide right in. You know what I'm saying? All right, Jeff, even though you haven't driven any of the cars in the episode, you are still reviewing them with me. So first impressions of the interior.
It is gorgeous. Like you said, very sleek. I like the suede. Usually I don't like the suede either, but in this car it works. And I feel very snug in here.
Oh, quick thing, real guys. There's no stick. It's buttons, and there's no park button. You actually park the car in neutral, which is.
It's in neutral?
It's in neutral right now. That's how you park it, but we're going into drive. So this thing says it's 2.7, 0 to 60. That is a little bit faster than my car, which is a Tesla Model 3 Performance. But to be honest, with a gas car, I haven't driven a gas car in a while. I don't really feel the acceleration, but we're gonna floor it right now. Ready?
Yep.
Oh. Oh my God. Oh my God, it zooms. It fucking zooms. I wasn't ready for that. So it's not like a Tesla. Teslas, you know, you hit the speed. We saw in the Model S. We both drive Model 3s. You know, you hit the speed, it goes right away. This car, there's a little lag, and then it fucking bullets.
You feel it? Like, do you lose control? Like,
I did lose a little. Guys, I don't drive really reckless, so that was a little bit. Sorry. I'm not. Again, I'm the worst person to do this video, but I've always wanted to do it.
It's fun regardless.
It's fun. You can go. We got a little bit of a windy road here, so this is kind of a good check. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. The handling on this car is fantastic. There is a little navigation.
Wow, I'm surprised.
It's kind of weak though.
Is it?
It's a little weak sauce. Fuck. The Tesla stick shift is here. Keep hitting the windshield. This car's brakes are really, really resistant. I feel like I'm getting a leg workout. Even when I'm at a stop, like just to prevent the roll, I feel like I'm literally doing a leg workout. It's kind of crazy. We're lucky this is actually a really good road. This road really, like when there's good roads, this car feels better than any car maybe I've ever been in. I love being low to the ground in cars. Like I can speed up on turns. I think it's awesome. I love being low to the ground. So on a good road, this car would get a 5 comfort for me, believe it or not. I actually feel more comfy in cars that are lower to the ground.
For the control, right?
For the control. Yeah, I feel safer.
Could you see yourself owning this car in the future?
I could not see myself owning this car in the future. All right, we are finally getting some open road with no one in front of us. Here we go. Uphill a little bit too. We're going really fast, Jeff. We're going really fast. And I feel great. I think any of the other cars we did on today could handle going that fast and doing a turn like that. I've never driven a car like this before. I'm a little scared, not gonna lie, guys, but we are going really fast, just killing this turn. This car's handling is disgusting. That was incredible. Have you ever whipped that fast on the turn? I've never done that either.
I got nervous because I'm not used to how fast it can turn.
Yeah. The wider one was even more nerve-wracking because we hadn't done it yet. I know some of you in the comments are like, oh, I whipped my car like that. Hey, I'm a safe driver, guys. No pullovers, no accidents to my name. I'm a safe driver. Wow. Wow, we're going, oh my God, Jeff, wow. That is exhilarating. I'm slowing, this is the slowdown. No, we were going like 78.
78?
Yeah.
I've never accelerated on a curve.
Yeah. See, I actually tried to accelerate on a curve like that once in my Porsche 718 and it spun out of control. Now granted, it was raining that day. Dumb decision by your boy. When I first see a car like this, and for a lot of the convenience features you lose versus the Tesla, for example, I'm like, why would I pay so much? But that exhilarating feeling, you can only really get on a turn with this car.
I truly feel like it's because it's so low, but so wide at the same time that allows it to do that so smoothly. Did you get nervous?
I was nervous the first time, but the second 2 times I felt very like, all right, we're not gonna flip. Yeah.
Oh shit.
You feel it, right?
Those are like rocks under the car.
It feels like you're running over a boulder. It doesn't feel like you're just going over some rock, like a thing. It doesn't feel pleasant.
That's so weird.
It's not terrible, but again, this car, like, if you're not driving on a good road, this car doesn't feel too great. I'm gonna say that.
What is it lacking in so far that you see?
So, parking this car, you have to put it in the neutral, then brake. There's just no park button. You gotta lift the suspension if you have anything funky going on. Yeah, I mean, it's just not the most convenient car. The trunk space isn't the best. Actually, I will say, one thing people never give credit to these cars for is there's a little bit of space behind us. Like, you could put like a few backpacks up there without blocking your vision. It's low enough where I wouldn't block my vision. So the storage space to me isn't a complete deal breaker, but this definitely can't be your daily drive. All right, so for the comfort from the McLaren, I'm gonna give it a 3.
Comfort, out of 5, I would say a 2 for me. Yeah.
So that's definitely where it's gonna kind of lose some points. For looks, easy 5.
5.
Yeah, easy 5 for the McLaren.
100%.
It's the most beautiful car we had in this video. Acceleration, I'm gonna give it a 4. Because I mean, compared to the Tesla, it's not as fast.
I agree with you. I'm actually gonna give that a 3.5.
Ooh.
Only because I would expect, being a sports car, I would want more acceleration, and for the price point.
For the price point, you'd want more.
Yeah, so that's what I'm giving it.
We're not gonna do 0.5s, so you're gonna have to give it a real score here.
We'll go 4 then.
The handle, I'm giving the McLaren a 5.
5 as well.
Interior, I'm gonna give it a 4. The reason I'm giving it a 4, Jeff, is because that little infotainment touchscreen in the middle, I didn't really touch on this a lot when we drove it. It's not very responsive. It's kind of limited compared to the Tesla.
I personally am sorry. I'm gonna have to go with a 3 on that one, just
Okay.
because the chair was confusing. 1, especially a car like that, they should make it simple how the chair works. And 2, I thought it would be more advanced, in my opinion.
Miscellaneous, if you guys remember, this is basically for us to give or not give bonus points. For me, I've given the McLaren all high scores, but I have to dock it here on Miscellaneous for a couple reasons. It's a pain to daily drive. And as you guys know, this isn't about tracking the cars. This is about how this car is, you know, out on the road, you know? Like, you can have a blast driving it on the streets. Me personally, it is kind of hard to enjoy it when it's such a pain to go in and out of houses, shopping centers, etc., without worrying about damaging it. It's almost stressful to drive it. And there's not a lot of things that make me want to bump it up in the Miscellaneous category. You know, the front trunk is a bit bigger than I would have expected. You could theoretically go grocery shopping in it, I think. I'm gonna give it a 2 for Miscellaneous.
I am on the same boat with how inefficient it is. The only thing that I do really like, that I wish I can give extra points for, which I might do in Miscellaneous, is the looks. Like, it is such a beautiful car, and it feels like once you pull up, it's like you know,
you're the center of attention.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But going along with, 1, how inefficient the gas is. 2, I didn't personally get to drive it, but feeling the road, like James said, and pulling up, every single time it was anxiety when James would pull up to the curves or anything like that. So that being said, I am still gonna have to give the Miscellaneous a 3.
All right, Jeff, the results are in.
All right.
In this video, we drove a Porsche 911 Carrera, we drove a McLaren 570S, and we drove a Tesla Model S P100d. Coming in at a tie for second place, these two cars, we both gave them a 22.5, is the Porsche 911 and the McLaren 570. And then both of us, the Model S, we both gave it pretty high grades. In fact, I gave it a 5 in acceleration.
Yeah, it's just tough to not give that car a higher mark because of the acceleration. And we were on those curves, we were going fast.
And obviously, guys, there's other ways to determine handle. Like, one thing I don't really like about the McLaren and the Porsche, which I didn't bring up in this video, like if you're making a really sharp turn when you're like kind of backing out, you actually, the tires kind of like skid because of the way they're aligned. So that's what helps it handle at higher speeds. And that's actually kind of annoying. It makes you feel like, did I fuck up my car? Even though you know you didn't. Never liked that about my 718. I definitely feel that on the 911. We gave the Tesla a combined rating of 25.5.
Wow, that's 3 points above the average of the other two, that's a lot. That's saying a lot. Now that we've driven all these cars, and we also have our own car, what is the car that you would get next?
For me, if I didn't have a car and I had to choose between these threes, it would be the Tesla, no brainer. Given that I already have a Tesla and I feel the McLaren is too stressful to own and drive, I would say as a second car, I would get the Porsche 911.
McLaren's kind of out of the way.
I wouldn't even consider it, I'll be honest. I had a joy driving that car when I was going fast, but every other time, it kind of was, it wasn't the most fun experience, I'm not gonna lie.
People trying to race you.
I had a guy try to race me on the way home the first night I had it, guys. Like, I don't know, it's almost too much.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed this look at 3 awesome performance cars. Let me know which one is your favorite, which one you guys would want. Let me know if you want me to do a video like this again. It was a fun experience renting all these cars. I hope you all have a great December, great Christmas, and peace.